Now, a couple of weeks ago on a live, I mentioned I was going to do an oil change on the Range Rover. But the difference being that the way you do that now is you don't undo the plug in the sump at the bottom. You actually suck the oil out through a tube that goes into the sump using a vacuum pump. And I've never done that before because, well, my Discovery 4s, they were always done at the main dealer. The Range Rover L405, well, you undo the sump plug on that, so it's conventional. But the 405, as I said, you actually draw the oil out. So people said, could you video that when you're doing it? And yeah, fair enough. I've never done it, so I think it's going to be a first for one or two of us. But the first thing we've got to do is move this ornament. Please let scrap go up to £180 a tonne. Right, well the first thing we'll do is we'll remove this cover, which should just come straight out of the clips, and that reveals the engine. More importantly, it reveals, I'll show you here, that's the oil filter there. So that's quite accessible, so we can crack this and undo this at the moment because I want to let any suction break free so that can drain down into the sump. It's a 36mm socket, just, there you go, ease that through, and then we'll start unscrewing it. I'm going to also just crack this, which is the oil filler, to do exactly the same. Right, so this is the oil pump. Comes with a variety of sizes of tube and probes and stuff. Now, here's the thing. If you look online, most of these suction pumps are up to about 9 litres because, you know, the average car is 5, 6, 7 litres, and that's that. However, the Range Rover 4.4 TDV8 is like 9.5 litres. So you need a 10 litre minimum pump, which is fine. The trouble is, if you look for a 9 litre one, up to 9 litres, they're about 35, 40, 45 pounds. Nothing too much. As soon as you go over 9 litres and you want 10 and above, that's like 3 times the price.
I need about 350.
It's like 175 quid. But anyway, look, you need it, I got it. And apparently this one also, you can use it off a compressor, so the compressor can do the, provide the suction. But I'm going to use the hand pump for this oil change here. But there we are. So it's a Draper one. It's very well built. It comes with a variety of suction hoses and stuff. So yeah, let's give it a go. Right, well this is the extraction point. So I assume you just twist it and then yeah, off it comes. There you go. There we are. So that's the oil extraction point there. So let's get a tube over that. Go over there. Oh, come on. Go on, go on. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a nice tight fit. Because we want to cause a vacuum. Right, that'll do there. I can then connect these two up here. And then that end goes in here. That's in there now. Right, so first we're meant to create a suction. So let's do that. Now it says, here comes the oil that. actually just siphoning out. That's really impressive. Look at that, just siphoning out that. Not even touching it, just creating a bit of a vacuum, and it's actually sucking it all out. That is good. I'm really impressed with that. So that's all coming out of there, as I said, coming out of this bit here. Just give that a little bit, make it a bit easier for it. Just tuck up there like that, that's it. Get that to hook in just behind this bit of trim. So it's got a nice flow on it then. Give it a bit more. Oh, we're at 9 litres now. Oh look. So that's the bottom of the sump. Is about it. I'll just break this joint here. Slowly. Hold that up there. Let that drain down from there. Right. So there's the old filter. That's nice and dry now. As I said, we let that drain down for a good time, so we haven't caused any spillage anywhere, which is always good. Right, let's get this swapped over to the new one. Right, one genuine parts new filter. So we'll whip that one out and put this one in. Right, there we go. That's the old one. There's the new one. New O-ring. Now you need to pull this centre cage out as well here. That's got to go in the new one. So we'll do that. So there's the old one. Give that a bit of a wipe down. So we can then place this in here like so. And give it a little push home. There we are. So that's in place now. Just give this a quick wipe inside. This can go in there. Put seats, there we go, on the bottom. New O-ring there. That's ready to be installed. Alright, let's just take this all out of the way. Make sure it's clear. It is, and it's dry. So, new filter can go in there. There we go. Yeah, it's just snug at the bottom, so just give it a little, that's it, that's all it needs, and we're good. Let's remove that drain tube now. That's off. Right, let's pick it up so it don't spill anywhere. That's just empty anyway, it's good. Right, well now we're ready to put the new oil in. Now one or two of you out there may be wondering, much as I have been, how good is that method of actually extracting the oil like that rather than draining it out of the bottom? Surely that's got to leave some kind of debris or amount in the bottom of the sump. But I researched it, and that tube, because it's specifically built for doing that, goes right to the bottom of the sump. And even if you did it the other way, which is to use sump plug, took all the guards off underneath and drained it through the sump plug, you would still get an amount left in the sump. The only way you're ever really going to do it is to take the sump off and then clean the sump out. And looking at the actual design sheet, which I did, got it online, as I said, it sucks it right from the bottom of the sump. Now, with these 4.4 TDV8s, the service intervals for oil is 12 months or every 16,000 miles. There's no way I'm going to run these at 16,000 miles. To be fair, they've got a reputation for oil dilution anyway. So, like the previous owner, I'm going to change this at every 5,000 to 6,000 miles. My Discovery 4s were the same with the 3-litre V6, and I used to change those at every 8,000 miles. So, you know, we used to do a half change between every full service. Never had any issues. So, like I said, I think, like I've always told you, oil and grease is cheaper than steel. So, for what this costs, I think with a genuine filter and 10 litres of high quality oil, this I think this service will cost me, forget the pump thing, I'm going to have that now for going forward, aren't I? But I think the oil and filters, genuine filter, cost me...
Cost at least 3,000 hour.
I think like 80 quid or something like that. Which on the scale of the alternative, rebuilding an engine, is nothing. Right, so as I said, that's where we extracted the oil. Let's put this cap back on there. So that goes down and then twists and locks. So that's sealed, that's good. Now, let's stick some new oil in there. Right, I'm using this Exol oil. It's a good quality oil, meets all the specifications, and it's a 530, which is the proper spec for these. So there we are, and it even says on there, look, approved by Jaguar Land Rover. So, very good. Right, I've stuck about 9.5 litres in there, because that's basically what it takes. You've got to allow a little bit for the filter housing. Now, what I've got to do is do a sequence, which I'll show you. I've got to, because there's no dipstick on this. There's no physical dipstick, which is so annoying. But anyway, we can do all that from inside on the maintenance display on the dashboard. What I'll do is I'll clean all the lines and that in a bit when I'll empty this into another drum. But very impressed with this. Really, really impressed with it. Good quality and just works so much better than I thought it would. Just clean that out. And there we go. And the same with the main one that goes into the actual extractor unit. Just cleaned that through. Just again, ready for next time. What are you doing in there? You a good boy? Yeah? Oh, you are. You love all that, don't you? Huh? You are such a good boy. You don't care, do you? No. You don't mind at all, do you? You are such a good girl. You comfortable? Good. Nearly done. Good. Right, so we can flick through all that on here. So we want to go down, 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 down. Service menu. Okay. Tyre pressure, no. Oil level. Okay. And there we are. Oil level is okay. So we're up to the max. That's where we want to be. Now, what I will do is I will run this for half an hour up the road. Then I'll let it sit again. And then I'll check it again. Just got to get all the way around and obviously fill up that filler and stuff. But there we go. Right. Let's see what happens now. There we go. So there we go, muckers. Bit of monkey maintenance, oil change, but with a difference, using that vacuum extractor. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with it. Seriously. I thought, yeah, I'll do the job and whatever, but it's so easy to connect up, so easy to use. As soon as you started to get a bit of a vacuum on it, it just sucked it straight out. I hardly had to pump it at all. Good build quality, everything. Like I said, I'm glad I paid, you know, a bit extra and got a better one, a bigger one sort of thing. Well, obviously I needed to. Never much choice really. But it is a good one. That Draper is a really, really good one. Plus, as I said, you can actually hook up to an airline. Let that do everything completely. But it doesn't seem to need to. It just does it. Anyway, right, another 5,000 mile. We'll do the same again. I may even send the oil off for analysis like I've done with some of the tractors before. Because it's always worth doing, just to see the health of your engine. Yeah, all right, look, I've now discovered I've got one or two little jobs on top of what I've already got to do to this. So I think we might crack on with this now. Weather's getting a bit warmer and drier, so we can get it outside and do a bit on it as well. But like I said, we've got stuff to do on the cab. We've got one or two issues now. but I'll go through that at a later date. And if you want to see that and everything else we do, make sure that you subscribe, give the video a like, because it does an enormous amount for us, and it doesn't cost you a penny. But anyway, yeah, bit of monkey maintenance, oil change. Right, so there we go, muckers. Are you all right? You like that now? Yeah, her mobile palace is all serviced and ready for her again. So yes, we'll catch you on the next one. Do well.